Hello everyone and welcome to the Easy Correlations Trading Robot and Tool. I'm gonna briefly explain to you how you can use this trading robot and what we actually do, because what we want with this robot is actually to help you understand correlations and be able to trade for yourself without following blindly a strategy that you cannot understand. So the only thing that you will need to do is to find two instruments that are correlated or negatively correlated. For this example, we have the euro dollar and the pound dollar that most of the times they're correlated. At this moment, the correlation is at 71, but in most cases it's higher. That means that they are correlated. So in order to determine the correlation, we're using the RSI values, and you can see this indicator here that you can have it for free if you purchase this product. So in order to determine when this correlation breaks a little bit, we're using these two RSI values of these two instruments, and if the distance between these two RSI values is high enough, we just enter the market by buying the lowest RSI and selling the highest RSI. So let me guide you through the dashboard. First of all, we have the correlation, the Pearson correlation for these two currency pairs. It's not part of the strategy, but it is here to help you understand whether these two instruments are correlated or not. After that, we have the RSI values, the RSI of each one currency pair, the standard deviation if you're using it, because you can just request a specific distance of these two RSIs, and the requested distance. In this case, I'm using a dynamic mode to calculate the optimal distance in order to enter the market, and I'm going to explain later how you can do it. But as I said, you can just have a fixed distance in order to enter the market. Below that, we have the stats. What we have done so far, I'm just playing around here on the 1 minute time frame. So how much I have earned or lost on the pound dollar and on the euro dollar, and the total profit in this case, and also the lot ratio, because not all instruments have the same volatility. So in many cases, as you can see here, we sold the euro dollar with 0.1 lot size, but the pound dollar had to be a little bit lower. But you are not obligated to follow this ratio. You can add your own lot sizes in the way you understand it. Also, you can see here, as we have open positions, you can see the price of the correlated pair in case you don't want to have it here. So in this case, you have sold the euro dollar and we have bought the pound dollar. We need these lines to be above the current price. What these lines are showing us is the change in percentage of the other instrument and the change in points. Actually, you need the percentage, but we have also the points here in order to help you more, because the goal always is to help you understand how it works, how the correlations works. This is the main goal. Of course, you can benefit from it. You can have profits from it, as correlations are a pretty valid way to win the markets. Now let's proceed to the expert advisors inputs, and what you can do here is the most important part, because I challenge you to create your own set files. First of all, you need to select the correlated symbol, the correlated instrument. In this case, as I have attached the expert advisor on the euro dollar, I have selected the pound dollar. Please be aware to add the name that you can find on your market watch correctly. If not, you'll get notified, so don't worry about that. Here we have the reverse correlation, because some instruments are negatively correlated, so you need to turn it to true. If they are correlated, positively correlated, then you have to leave it to false. The RSI period, and in this case I'm using a very short period of the RSI because I want it to be more volatile. So I'm using an RSI period of 5, but it is up to you. You can select your own RSI period. The lot size for the current symbol, for the symbol that we have loaded our expert advisor, and the lot size for the correlated symbol. In this case, I have used the automatic calculation of the correlated symbol, so it's not gonna see this value here. It's just gonna calculate the lot size of the correlated symbol based on this ratio, as you see it here. So in my set file, that in my test example here, I'm not using this value. Fixed or dynamic lot size. I have it fixed, but you can select a lot size per 1000 of your account balance. So if you have dollars, it has to be 0.1 per $1,000, and in this case that I have around 12,000, 13,000, it's gonna be 1.3 lot size for almost both symbols. So next we have the RSI distance calculation. This is quite interesting and tricky, so I challenge you to begin with a fixed distance. Fixed distance means that you can select a specific distance here. In my case, it's 30, and when these two RSI values their distance are more than 30, we will enter the market. You can play around, you can add whatever value you want, and after you feel confident with this functionality, you can go to the other two. We have the previous close price, and what the previous close price does is that it looks back to these RSI values, the previous bars, and it calculates the standard deviation of these differences of these two RSIs, and how much back it's gonna look. You can change it for here. It's something like the period. So if you have it 100, it will look the 100 last RSI values for both symbols, and it's gonna calculate the standard deviation. And by standard deviation we mean how much usually they're far away from each other. After calculating the standard deviation, you need a multiplier for the standard deviation, because we don't, it's up to you always, but usually we multiply the standard deviation. So if the distance at this moment is 3 times, for example, the standard deviation, and as you see here, the standard deviation was 2.71, and the requested distance is 8.10. So if these values are 8.10 points apart, we're gonna enter the market. It's up to you always. You can play around with the standard deviation multiplier and see what you can get Also, we have the buffer on every tick. And this is actually what I'm using in this scenario, in this testing example. And the buffer on every tick actually updates an array with the differences of the two RSAs on every tick. So it doesn't have to do with the past bars, the past closing RSI values, but it updates on every tick. And in this case, we have this this buffer window that is the length of the array, how much back we're gonna look again. But this time it is on ticks and not on previous bars. I hope that helps you understand it more. It's more dynamic, but in this case, maybe you will need to have a higher standard deviation multiplier, but be patient and explore it a little bit for yourself. I have to repeat once again that this is a trading tool to help you trade correlations your own way. Next, we have the account management, the absolute price for profits and losses or percentage in case you want to exit. So in this example, I'm using an absolute value of 1 and 20. 1 for profits to exit. So every time that I'm winning, and you can see the pair here of my positions, if these positions comes up to winning 1 euro in my case, we're gonna take the profit and we're gonna close both positions. This is what is happening here. Also, we have losses to close a pair of trades, and it is set to 20. So in case that my pair of trades doesn't go well, it's gonna close when it's losing 20 euros, and we can enter the market again later. But we also have the close trades when there's an opposite signal. So in my case, in this case, I'm requesting a distance of almost 6 points of RSI. So I can enter the market when this distance is achieved, and I can exit the market when this distance is again achieved, but at the opposite side. So if the red that you can see here turns to blue, here is a distance, a very good distance. So we can enter the market here, but we will exit the market here, hopefully with some profits. And an emergency exit, always, please use it always. I have it set to 0. Also, you can add these values to 0 if you don't want to use them. You can use an emergency exit, a specific amount for exit, and I'm using a specific amount because while talking with you guys, I understand that most of you are struggling with percentages, and it's easier for you to have a specific amount. So I have almost, sorry about that, I have almost 13,000 here. I can add 10,000. Sorry. So I can add 10,000, and here I am. So if the robot for some reason loses the account equity is less than 10,000, it's gonna remove the robot from the chart in order to stop trading. Next, we have some general inputs. The first is the magic number. Remember to change always the magic number when you have a fresh new version of the robot that you want to apply with new stats. And of course, if you want to use multiple versions in different charts to trade in a different way, you have to have a different magic number. So every time you apply a robot, just change the magic number and you will be all right. Starting hour, starting minute, ending hour, and ending minute, when you want your trading robot start trading and stop trading. By the way, the ending hour doesn't need to be less than the starting hour. For example, you can start trading at 10 o'clock at night, so this can be 22, and stop trading at 3 o'clock in the morning, so this will have to be 3. And the option here to close all open positions after the ending hour, especially for those who are taking the prop trading firm challenge. This is one of the rules, so you have to have it to true, and to close whatever happens at this time, you have to close all your open positions. And the last input is a position comment. I have my website signalcoding.com, but you can add whatever you want if you want a specific comment here. So this is it. I hope you like it. I'm here if you want anything, please comment, and I will come back to you. If you have any feedback, you want this robot, you have an idea that you would like me to include or whatever, I'm here. Happy trading. Cheers.